I just had my first official DNF, and there's some stipulation to that. I DNF'd this 100 miler at 12 miles, which is probably the earliest DNF in that race. Is probably the first one that dropped from the race. But also, I had a 100 miler that was more of a last one standing format where you run 6 miles every 90 minutes, and you all start every 90 minutes together. So you can't just keep going like a typical 100. And I only made it 66 miles. I know that's funny. I only made it. But my goal was 102 miles that time. And so it was a failure, but technically on the record, it wasn't a DNF. I just made it 66 miles. And there was a 50 miler that I didn't technically finish the course because I had taken two wrong turns, which added onto my mileage. And towards the end, I knew I was going to make the cutoff time. So I found this like campsite that was nearby, and I asked someone to drive me to the finish after I made it to 50 miles. I think I met them at mile 49 and still had like 7 miles to go or 6 miles to go. And so I said, hey, I just need to run one more mile. Will you take me to the finish? And so the guy did. And side story, that was a pretty cool experience because this guy, a little bit older guy, super nice, very kind. And he was so frustrated with his Bluetooth because his grandkids call him while he's driving and he couldn't get it connected. And so post finishing that 50-mile stint, I was in the car and I helped him connect the Bluetooth, and he was like incredibly grateful. So it was a cool moment. I mean, at least I didn't just not finish and feel shitty. So I got to the end, but the race director was like, oh, you made it 50 miles. That's our bad for the course not being as good marked or as well as it should be. So they technically said I finished, but I didn't finish the course. So that's kind of a controversial. It's like it's not technically a finish, right? But this one is on my record, right? This Zion 100 DNF. It's clear. I did not finish. I dropped out early. And I've been grappling with that a lot because that day I couldn't get out of my head for 2.5 hours of running that I did not want to be there. And I ended up dropping. I just didn't give a shit. And I've thought about that a lot because going into every race, I've kind of felt like that I've always wanted to grind it out no matter what. And always see it through even if my goal is far gone or even if I'm not going to make the cutoff time, at least trying. And I didn't do that with this race. I just didn't want to be there and I let some of my doubts get in the way. And I've had to think about that a little bit more and try and face that. And this is really the main point of this video is what I want to focus on is most of the driving for my actions, completing hard things, just moving towards goals, a big driver behind that has been shame and feeling shame about mistakes or failure, feeling shame of not being good enough and not taking life as is and doing as much as I can and as best as I can. And that's a powerful driver. Like it's gotten me to where I am now. It's also wrecked me mentally. And I think it's been a weight that I've been dealing with for many years, probably some childhood trauma shit, but it's been a big part of drive for training hard, waking up early, training with little sleep, or getting up before a flight for work and still running anyways. And I've learned that that's not what I want my fire to be. I don't want to be burning on shame because maybe it gets you certain things, but it also weighs me down so much. And so walking away, quite literally, from that DNF, I had to walk to go meet my parents. I walked a couple miles or a mile and a half after I gave the aid station guy my bib. I was thinking about this, and I remember, I don't know if you've seen this video, but there's this video, I can't even remember the basketball team, but there's these two people, teammates, they're on the court. I don't know if they lost and were walking off or they knew they were going to lose. And one guy has his head down, and his teammate comes by and he picks it up and gestures, keep your chin up, keep your head high. And I was walking towards to meet my parents, and I remember my head being down, like looking down. And I remember picking it up and just kind of like relaxing my shoulders and accepting, yes, I quit. And also thinking, keep your chin up, like hold your head high and don't feel shame about this. And that's what I'm learning from this DNF. There's other things as well. The biggest takeaway is that I'm not going to feel shame about it. I can absolutely be disappointed. I can be upset. I can be mad about that. I can kind of be upset with my decisions or of things I did or didn't do, but I'm not going to feel shame about it. I'm going to analyze those as objectively as possible and navigate it and come up with a plan to fix those or figure out what's really important to me. I'm not going to feel shame, and don't get me wrong, shame still creeps up. just as I become more aware of it, I can notice it and still keep my chin up. And I hope that's a message that can come across in this video, is that I believe there's other ways to drive you towards your goals and accomplishments and doing hard things that doesn't have to be shame. It doesn't have to be shame that gets you through it. And if you're cool with it and you can grapple with it and you let it be a driver, I'm all cool with that. Everyone's different, right? What I'm trying to find out is, how can I be driven without the shame part? Can it be just passion? Can it just be excitement for doing hard things? Can it be fulfillment, love, or gratitude, opposed to I'm ashamed that I can't, or I haven't been, or I should, and that's what gets me to do things. I'd rather it be life is short and I want to grab life by the horns and just drive it in the direction I want to drive it in, because I love the game and because I'm grateful for the opportunity, and because we don't know how long we have on this life. It could happen. It could end right now. You could lose someone tomorrow, and I want to approach it in that way, not in this fear, but this gratitude and gratefulness that I got the opportunity, and understanding that I get to choose what I do with that. And that's the fuel I'm trying to get to. It's just hard when you're addicted to your emotions and you have these habits or these routines or patterns that happen, and once you become aware of them, you can interrupt them. My stepdad taught me this when he was dating my mom. He said something like, life is about getting off the carousels you're on and getting on the ones you want to be on. And that just stuck with me, where we're all on these carousels, we're on these patterns, these cycles, and there can be good ones and there can be bad ones, or things you want to be on and things you don't want to be on. And as you find those, you hop off and you get on a new one. And that's what I think this DNF really sparked with me, is not letting it be shame, that carousel of shame that gets me to go back and try for sub 24 hours again, or get back to training and being committed. I want to be on the carousel of, I love the game, I love the fulfillment, I love overcoming and failing only to learn what I need to do differently next time. So that's my big takeaway. I'm going to leave you with this, is I think you and me and we all should keep our chin up and hold our head high and not let shame be the driver, but the love of the game and the gratitude that we get the opportunity. So a little bit different of a video. It's not training per se. It's not these little tips and tricks, but I think this is a probably way more meaningful, impactful thing for me than how to stretch or what strength training exercises do, because as amazing as that is, and as much as I care about those things, this shame cycle versus gratitude cycle is just for life. It's just for things much more deeper and more important than running. As important as running is to me, and as much as I care about it, I am more than just a runner. We are all more than just fitness people or people who want to lose weight or get faster. We're humans in this very interesting life that is very short. So if you like fitness, if you like running, that's what this channel is mostly about. And so consider subscribing. If not, I still hope you got something out of this video, and I hope I get to see you in another video sometime soon. Peace.